Yo, yo, yo. What's good? It's your boy Cooley. We back in the building. We back on the live. Uh yeah, got a special live going on today. One of my partners started up a channel and I like to support his channel because I like what he got going on over there. The name of his channel is A Father's Plight. I got Eric of A Father's Plight coming on shortly. And we're gonna give you an overview of basically what his channel is about and the type of services that he's providing and also the type of information that he's providing. I feel like is very helpful for the fathers out here. Um, this is kind of an impromptu interview. Like I said, I just found out my boy had a channel. I was scrolling through YouTube and the algorithm just threw him on my timeline, on my suggestions, and I was like, damn, this look like my homie right here. Sent him a text and come to find out it was him in his channel, and sure enough we're here. So he has some mic issues. We're just waiting for him to jump on shortly, but in the meantime, in between time, it's been a minute since we did some DM diving on Instagram. I seen a few things that I wanted to share with y'all. I thought was pretty cool. Y'all check this out. Oh, buddy, leaving food out. Really? That chef guy? Mm-hmm. Little piece of cheese. I'm messing with it. The guy who's always chasing us and trying to kill us? My boy done turned to. Oh, buddy, leaving food out. And what this is in regards to is I seen this video because it was mashed up with this right here, and this is exactly what it is. It's some bait that's going on. So basically, this cartoon, they stitched this cartoon together with this particular meme, I guess you'd say, of the Bank of America. Um, Basically say, what's your thoughts on Bank of America? No closing costs and down payment for black and brown folks. Basically, they're providing first time home buyers no credit check, no money down, no closing costs, no mortgage insurance, and it says minorities only. Now, on the surface, yeah, it sounds good, it looks good, makes you feel like, yeah, Bank of America is really doing something for the people. But it's just like this analogy with the cartoon, as I'm gonna let it play. Is the guy who's always chasing us and trying to kill us? My boy done turned a leaf. We up. And if you see in the animation, it shows that he's happy about the crumbs. It's not even a loaf. It's not even nothing big. The dude just happy with the crumbs, and you know he's basically taking the bait, the poison, and that's the thing. That's the analogy with this housing shit that Bank of America got going on. I I, I would like for it to be true. I like for it to be like game changing, but let's be real. It might be something to where it's gonna bite you in the ass in the long run. So kind of want to be hesitant about this. Make sure you get some more information if you do participate in this. And hey, if you are already participating in it and you have more information on it because you are dealing with this particular program, reach out to me, let me know so we can forward the information to the people. But yeah, man, just be careful. If it's free, man, if it seems too good to be true, best believe it's too good to be true. It ain't good. Well, this was pretty weird to me, man. A Florida woman working as an assistant manager at a Dollar Tree was arrested for allegedly having her 15-year-old son rob her with a BB gun while she closed the store. An assistant manager at a Clearwater Dollar Tree was arrested Monday after using her 15-year-old son to stage a robbery in a plot to steal from the store, according to police. The Clearwater Police Department said Militia Ford, 37 of Clearwater, was tasked to collect the cash revenue at the store on Highland Avenue after closing the store as part of her job. She was supposed to then put the cash in the money bag and drop the deposits into a lockbox at a bank. However, from August 13th to August 15th, the deposits never made it to the bank, according to police. The Dollar Tree district manager discovered this and arranged a meeting with Ford and loss prevention to discuss the situation. An arrest affidavit said Ford then repeated the process on August 19th and 20th. On August 21st, she staged a robbery by having her 15-year-old son rob her with a BB gun while she closed the store to pocket the day's earning, according to the police. She then made a false 911 call about the fake robbery. It's so much shit wrong with this situation right here, man. One, you sent your 15-year-old son in here with the shenanigans, like to deal with your shenanigans. Two, this boy going in there with a BB gun, and he could have lost his life over probably a few $1,000s, probably not even $5,000. Let's see. Clearly, it wasn't a lot of money because you had to wait 2 days. Because on the third day, that's when you did the robbery, and it looked like you attempted to do it before from the August 13th through the 15th. It seemed like you had to test the water out to see what was popping, to see how they'll react. But yeah, man, you hella put your son in jeopardy, man. Besides yourself, but what if the police was already on scene and they seen that, and you already know they got the green light on us to shoot. They don't got to tell us that. They show us that every day here in the state. So, yeah, man, that's pretty crazy. Let's see. Thought this was pretty helpful, pretty informative. Y'all check this out. For anger, pause for at least 90 seconds so that you can respond instead of reacting. When you're feeling overwhelmed, pause and brain dump everything down onto a piece of paper. Prioritize those based on importance and start on the first one. If you feel insecure, you need to stop and appreciate your. So yeah, I thought that was pretty some helpful information for those of you that really like react versus responding towards different situations. But let's keep going. Like I said, I'm trying to trying to wait till Eric get on. He has some mic issues. He'll be on shortly. Let's check this out. Yeah, so they are literally poisoning us. There's no way around it, and it was crazy. It's coming out. It seemed like more and more every week. We're finding out information about the products that we consume have some type of banned substance that's not even legal in other states. So you got to do your diligence, your due diligence to monitor what you're eating, because what you put in you is what come out of you, and literally it is a difference, man. And I can attest to that. I haven't been eating clean lately, clean to my liking. I've been quote unquote stress eating and not even understand why I'm stress eating, because it's a lot of environmental things going on outside, to which is causing me to look for uh happiness or some type of soothing my stress through eating something that tastes good. And in the midst of doing that, you will consume products that may not be conducive to what you're to what you need to be eating in the long term towards health. A lot of us have parasites in us that we do need to clean out and do a detox. And a lot of the cravings that you do have, you're just pretty much adding, you're just pretty much fulfilling the craving that the tapeworm that have the parasite that may want inside of you. Reason why I'm rambling, because I see my partner just jumped on. We're about to go ahead and add him to the stream. Like I said, my boy Eric from A Father's Plight. What's up, my brother?
What's up, homie? What's up? Much love.
How you doing? I had been on for a few minutes now, just kind of talking to my people on my channel. Got
Yeah,
this
man.
thing, got this thing called Hood News, man, and I kind of just go over, topics, random topics, stuff that's going on during the week and things of that nature. Share information that I seen like through documentaries and things like that. But like I told them earlier before you jumped on, I was just scrolling through the algorithm and I came across your video somehow, man. And I was like, damn, this looked like my homie right here. Let me reach out to him. And sure enough, it was you. I seen one video and I was like, damn, this can't be him. I'm not sure. And then sure enough,
You seen me on there, bro?
yeah, I see you on there. I'm about to pull you up. How long have you tell my people, my subscribers, a little bit about yourself and what your channel is about.
Yeah, man. So this channel is, man, these years in the making. So I finally just got down to it, established the business. Got all the paperwork together. So Father's Plight is an official registered business in the state of Florida. And the basic goal of it is just to help men, inform men, so they understand how rights and child support work. The main issue I'm tackling with it is because a lot of people don't understand there's two systems of child support. It's not official, but the way the legal system acts, it is. So if you get child support established through the court system, meaning you fill out the paperwork, you go in, you see a judge, and you get your custody, whether it's 50-50, 40-60, 30-70, whatever, you now have your rights established as the father. But in the state of Florida, by default, You don't have those rights unless you go through that process. So for all those brothers out there that's on child support and they never went through that process, they don't have any rights. They're literally just paying money, and they can't take their children out the county, or they can't be charged with kidnapping.
which
So,
is a fact because I'm currently in the system dealing with the system, and it's just I don't mind sharing my story if
right.
it will help someone else. Like I haven't talked to my daughter in about a month now, just because her mom is upset because I didn't want to give her money to go school shopping. She hit me up and she was like, "Hey, am I going to help with school shopping this year?" And I say, "Yeah, I'm gonna take her shopping." And then immediately after that, she just started going off on me like, "You
Yeah,
trying me?" Come to find out, she wouldn't have spent money on something, and she wanted me to reimburse her for it. You get what I'm saying? Versus,
absolutely.
and so you're right. Now I'm just kicking out child support for a child that I'm not even seeing like at currently, and it's due to the
That's
fact that I haven't fully established my rights. So
mhm.
let me ask you this before we jump into
Yeah,
the
man.
topic.
You lead, man. I'll answer. Go ahead.
So take somebody like me for example. What would be an individual's first step that you would recommend to remedy the situation?
Well, the first step would be, like you said, if you didn't establish your rights, then establish your damn rights. You know what I'm saying? That's the first step, and that's where Father's Plight come in. I'm not a lawyer, but through my business, I can fill out all your paperwork, your packet for you, and get it filed, look it over, and make sure it's good. You understand that service alone is over 3 stacks. You know, 3 grand a lawyer will charge you. I'll charge you a quarter of that, and I'm not going anywhere. I established the YouTube channel as a space, you know what I'm saying, to give it advice and have men be able to talk, share their thoughts, and you try to figure it out. You always have the choice to go get a lawyer. But what would you rather pay? $3,000 to establish a case, or less than 1,000 to establish the case?
Facts. That makes sense. That makes sense. And really, the lawyers just more so just acting as a liaisons for you. So,
Yeah, you don't need the lawyer, bro, until you're about to be in front of the judge, man. And I mean, you got so much stuff you have to do in establishing the case before you even get in front of the judge. I mean, why spend the money? But you
fact.
gotta take action on it. And the biggest problem I see with a lot of brothers is I tell them this information, they all tell me it makes sense. But what are you doing?
Mhm.
What are you doing about it?
I ain't gonna lie. Like, or let's jump into that because I feel like it's some type of stigma there to cause men not making any excuses. I'm just like
Sure.
giving my point of view of what it could be just off of my own personal experiences. So, for example, I made attempts to file paperwork, and I've been in front of we had little hearings twice,
Hmm.
and come to find out the second time that basically what I was trying to do, I was working with this one brother and he was telling me how I can remedy my problem situation to where I basically child support is illegal.
Hmm.
And it's a way, if you know what you're doing, you can make child support disappear. They can't, and you can turn around and sue them because it's I believe it's called due process. Every father is supposed to have the right to due process. And if I'm
Yeah,
wrong, just jump in if I'm wrong. But basically what I'm trying to say is me going through that, trying to go through how that particular journey, I got discouraged because the one time I went to a hearing, he
hmm,
was like, "Hey, you didn't file the proper paperwork. I'm not sure why we're here." And even though he knew that I knew why I was there, it's still a process you got to go through. It's like you can't jump ahead of these particular steps. Like you saying, for example, I never established my rights properly.
yeah.
So that's one step right there. And he's looking at me like, bro.
That is the step. No, that's not
Mhm.
one step, bro. That is
Yeah.
the step. And that's the
Uh-huh.
step literally all men miss. And that's what I'm trying to get them to take. You
Mhm.
see, when you hear child support and you get your checks garnished and you get that paper in the mail from Department of Revenue, you thinking you doing the right thing, you on child support. No, my brother, you not. Because until you establish your rights, you are getting charged at the highest rate. Anytime you get for your children, any extra money you give is not being counted, and they don't have to count it by law because you are not a parent by law in the state of Florida. Do you understand?
And you're right. And because I was looking at one of your videos you put up with the lawyers talking about what to do if you your girlfriend get pregnant or whatever, like what steps you should be taking. I just
Yeah,
seen
don't
that
move out.
particular video.
Don't move out. Don't move out. Don't move out till you file that paperwork. Then
Yeah,
move out.
yeah. And she did say, like you just said, most men don't even establish their right. You got to establish paternity, and that's crazy. Like, why do you think they do the men that way, bro? Based off of your research so far, like, what would you say would be the reasoning for that?
Bro, this right here, and I'm probably gonna start another channel for this because I don't want to get the messages mixed up. But for my research, bro, all this started with the feminist movement and the public assistance. Okay, the feminist movement and public assistance went hand in hand because that's why women started getting more benefits. It's because they kept saying, "Oh, we're getting beaten and we want more rights. You're not doing anything to help us." So the government stepped in, and what you created was literally two generations of dependent adults, meaning they're dependent on the system. They wasn't raised to be mature, to support themselves. And I'm speaking on this on both ends, men and female, because even though we're talking about the females getting the benefits, they're still raising the young boys. So in my case, that's where it started. Then you had the crack and everything else like that in the 80s. Like we both 80s babies, so we seen that growing up through that. You know what I'm saying? And that exacerbated the problem even more. So now it's got to the point to where that's a way of life, right? That is a way of life for the last 40 to 50 years, however long you want to count it. So if it's a way of life, and literally women have been brought up to basically be like, if the man ain't there, you need to put him on child support, and whatever child support say, it must be right.
No, and that's a fact. It's like, and it's crazy because I never thought about it that way. Because you just fucked me up when you said that's two generations that's
Yeah.
dependent on the system, and it's the mother and that child. And then what's gonna happen? The child is raised up in that system, and like you said, it's an ongoing cycle. She has a child, and boom, she throws the child right back in the system. And I hate to say this too, without making it sound the way. Now you got a mother that's in that system teaching the ways to that daughter. It's like, hey, you see, the man ain't stepping up here to do this, and this, and now the daughter automatically got that type of mindset because of what she seen, and 9 times out of 10, she run into the same type of dude and have a child in the same
Well, that's the
cycle.
thing, though. See, so but it gets even deeper than that. That's why I said we can have another conversation about this. But just to answer your question thoroughly, you're right. It is the mindset of it. But the women are choosing the men that's like that. We know it's good dudes out there that take care of their children and everything else. And the ones that do take care of the children that get caught up with the wrong women, they take it out even harder on the men that's there. Why? Because they're there.
And that's a
So
fact.
you got to be careful who you choose, you know what I'm saying, to have your children with. And honestly, man, I'll take the women out of it. I'm mad at us men because we smarter than this. It really is. We got no type of dick discipline. So then when you sit there and you shoot up the club and that bit you know you ain't supposed to be in, you get what you deserve. But after all that's happened and everything else, then I can tell you how you can legally get yourself in a situation where at least you can try to hold the woman accountable. It ain't gonna stop them from acting stupid.
Yeah.
But at least now you got documentation, you can hold them accountable. Like, I'll give you an example. I just helped my little brother. He going through the same situation as you. He wasn't able to see his daughter sometimes months at a time. And it was funny because I had a conversation with him literally right before the last incident, and I was saying, "Hey man, you want to get this paperwork done, man?" "Oh no, you know, my baby mama, she acting cool and all." And I was like, "All right, bro, women are whimsical. They mind changed by the day." And I'll be damned if that dude didn't call me back 2 days later. He called me back 2 days later in tears, saying, "She won't let me see my baby. She won't let me see my baby. I don't understand it. I don't understand it." I'm like, "You ready to do this now?"
Yeah.
And, you know, he finally filed it. And now that he's filed the paperwork, she still tries to act funny, but she's starting to see now those actions that she do is going to be accounted for. It's going to be documented. and she can get a warrant for that stuff.
Yeah.
You know, so now it's the same accountability. And then just let me backtrack one more thing to explain the two child supports, okay?
For sure. Take
So
your
like
time, bro.
when you're in your situation, you're basically on CSC, like I said, where they're just garnishing you, making you pay, right? You don't get no accountability for the time you spend, any money you get. The moment you file your paperwork for paternity and child support, whatever money you paying stops. Okay? You don't pay nothing until the judge reorders your child support. And when the judge reorders your child support, now you're gonna get the time, because first you're gonna get your paternity and custody. You got two you have to do, paternity and custody. Once you get your paternity and custody, that's your percentages, meaning you get 50-50, 60-40, or whatever. Now, for all men, I'm gonna tell you right now, you're not gonna get 50-50. Not unless you're gonna be spending that money with them lawyers. But you will get your rights established, and you more than likely is gonna get 60-40 or 30-70. It don't matter. You can go back anytime and try to get more. You're just trying to get it established.
Yeah,
But
the
now
point is just to get the foot in the door.
it's not even a foot in the door. Now you're the father. Now she has to, it don't matter if you got 10%. She has to consult you on all major decisions now. Okay? So it doesn't matter.
Gotcha.
But now that you got that 30% or 40% of the time, now that time is counted. Now when they do your time support calculations, you'll actually see the amount look more fair. Because when you don't have those rights established, they are whamming you at the highest percentage. And you can do the math and it's about right. They're probably taking around 35 to 40% of your income. That's like the max they can take. And that's probably what they're taking.
Most definitely, yep.
Okay. So once you get that right there established, bro, that right there cut all that out. Second thing, if you do not get it established, okay, and you allow it to go on, and she puts you on child support when that child is older. So let's say the relationship ends when the child is 10 years old. She goes to child support. Child support will come after you for 10 years of arrears, and there ain't a damn thing you can do about it.
That is a fucking fact.
It will be interest on top of it.
That is a fucking fact. That is I came in the game 20 deep.
Yeah.
20 in the hole.
I did too, bro. And like that's why I say, even though me and my baby mama don't agree and we go back and forth, she signed off on that. She signed those arrears off. Because I was telling her when we went into it, they're not calculating it right. When she seen I was telling the truth, she was like, no.
I fucking knew that shit. I always wonder, and you just confirmed that to me. I was like, damn, I know you had a choice to be like, yeah, you wanted them to push the arrears or whatever. And sure enough, you said, yeah, they got to sign off on that shit. That's fucked up, boy. That's fucked up.
And you got to think about this. You was asking me why you think it became this bad. It doesn't matter what the nature of the woman is. And this is my opinion, okay? It doesn't matter what the nature of the woman. It takes a strong woman to turn that down. But for most women, even if they have their best, they're trying to put their best foot forward and do the best thing they think is right for the child, they're still going to, in a way, screw over the father because the way the laws are set up, they're not going to turn money down. You know, most women ain't going to be like, no, I want him to have equal say. No, I want equal time. You understand? That's just human nature. So I get some people be like, oh, you hate women. I don't hate women. I'm just sitting here basically showing you how human nature is. And if you got a way to get up on somebody or something, it's hard for you to give that up, is it not?
No, that's a fact. If I can acquire something easily from somebody without being malicious towards them directly, then I'm going to do it. That's just like you said. That's human nature. That's fucking human. It's like the box that box experiment or that they had in the movie where they take a box of somebody and be like, "Hey, you'll win X amount of dollars," but
Oh
if you
yeah, I never
push
seen
this,
that movie, but yeah, I know what you're talking about.
if you push this, somebody gonna die or some shit. You get what I'm saying? So
yeah.
It's just like it's no immediate danger to you directly or no immediate consequences to you directly. So it's like, fuck it, I'm gonna do it. And it's right. It's not just women, it's been men too. So, but I get what you're saying about how the women will play it that way, especially when they feel like, hey, my back is against the wall. It's just me and the baby, whoop whoop whoop, or whatever. So yeah, I feel that aspect of it.
So that's why you need to do that shit A1, man. The other client I'm working, 'cause I got like a few brothers that I call brothers. They basically just younger men that I'm just mentoring. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
He just had a baby. And when I sat there and explained this to him, I explained, it only takes like 10 minutes to basically explain it to you, know what's going on. He said, thank you. He said he asked lawyers and everybody, nobody could just explain it to him simply what is going on. You know, and simply that's what's going on. People don't understand that Florida is a mother state. And that's just all it is to it. So my suggestion is whenever you have a baby, make sure you get that paternity test done when the baby is born, when the social security number and you get the birth certificate, you file your paperwork. That way you don't have to worry about no arrears. And a lot of people don't understand you can go and do this and it not be no child support. If you and your baby mama is in agreement, but you just want something down in writing where it's official, you can do that. And you can tell the court what it is you want and they will file it and that will be your agreement.
Yeah.
So even if she does go to child support, or not child support, let's say she files for food stamps and Medicaid, court order supersedes anything.
Mm-hmm.
So they can't deny you for benefits because you have court order.
Now let's talk about that with the court order and it supersedes anything. Is there in the state of Florida, because we can only speak for Florida at the moment, is there in the state of Florida two entities, child support entities? Like, is there two separate entities?
Knowing, yes. So the state of Florida is child support. They have access to all child support cases, no matter which situation we've been talking about. But child support, Florida passes on those responsibilities to the Department of Revenue. Then the Department of Revenue created child support enforcement. You get me? So technically, child support enforcement is a third-party entity within Department of Revenue.
Gotcha.
Okay.
So that's why the court shit supersedes the child support enforcement.
Yeah, because you went over them. You went directly to the source. You see me? If you don't do anything, then you just allowing the chain of command to come after your ass.
Damn, boy. And that's exactly what's going on with me. So yeah, I'm fucking with the child support enforcement. And then it'd be crazy too, because a lot of shit you want to get done, they'll tell you, oh, you got to go to the courthouse to file this, or you got to do this at the courthouse, this, that, and the third.
Bro, listen, I'll tell you, when I was doing this myself, and I was doing the research, and when I went into the Department of Revenue, we all know it, child support enforcement over there, MLK. And I walked in there and I asked the lady, I'm like, why is it that y'all ask me how many nights I got my children? I put it down on this paper, and then you don't give me credit for it. The lady looked at me and said, well, how we know you really getting them children? And I was like, well, how you know she's really getting them at the same time?
Mm-hmm.
And she was like, I don't understand what I have to do. She was like, well, you went to court, right? Well, you doing it. And she smiled at me. So she was telling me right then.
Yeah.
Court order. Without a court order, we ain't doing nothing.
Mm-hmm. Damn, that's green though. And then what upset me instead of them, is no transparency in that facility. It's like
not, bro. It's made to make money. You know, it's set up to make money. Child support is there to make money, and that's why it's set up that way. It's predatorial. They don't want you to understand the separation of the entities in between there because they got to make money. I mean, think about all the cats in arrears. What? I think Florida was like $100 million or something like that in arrears and child support. You know how much money they're making off of that? You know how much money they would lose if everybody started converting their child support to court order? Mm-hmm. But most ain't gonna do that because most is intimidated by the packet. You seen the packet? Have you ever seen it?
Yeah, I seen that packet. That
the packet is like 200 pages, right?
Fuck, bro. I ain't gonna
200
lie.
pages, right?
Yeah.
It's intimidating, right?
Yeah.
What about if I told you out of those 200 pages, you only turn it in about 90 of them?
That's bullshit, man. That's bullshit. But
what if I told you to file that paperwork is $320? or you can file indigent and pay like $10.
Damn. So
Or
basically,
you can go down to the courthouse and attend a free class, and they'll walk you through it.
damn, they got that type of
Or
resource.
you can go down to the courthouse 2 days out the week and speak to a lawyer for free.
Yeah, I ain't know about all that, boy. I just recently found out about the law library down there.
Yeah, man. This is like, bro, my goal is to help men, but my main goal is to get people to get their head out their ass, man, and take control of their life.
Yeah.
And get the education they need to make a change, because it's sad when you can see just the clock moving in the head and it ain't setting on no time. You know what I'm saying? It's just
I
ticking,
know
ticking,
exactly
ticking,
what you
ticking,
mean.
ticking, and ticking,
Yeah.
and ain't nothing going on.
Yeah.
And yet I'm hearing them complain, and I'm just like, why won't you do this? Oh, well, I don't want to upset my baby mama. Ain't she already upset?
Facts. Facts. Yeah, I feel you on that, because you got. I feel like it's hand in hand. I mean, it's two sides to that, because, like I said, like for me, for example, I ain't gonna lie, I get discouraged with that shit. I read. Once I hit a wall with it, I step away from it and just kind of just let it go by. Like you said, just head in the cloud shit, and that's not cool,
But it
because
ain't gonna go away.
exactly. And
It ain't
now I'm
gonna go
like,
away.
we literally about to be 18 in 2 years. And it's like, damn, what the fuck?
You know what I'm saying? But just think about it. And that's how a lot of people be. By the time they take it serious, it's because they just not mature. Like, you matured now. And you can see, you like, yeah, man, that shit need to be taken care of. But there's only 2 years left. I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
But what about those who got kids as 5-year-olds, just not having a baby?
Exactly.
I don't want them to go through 18 years of just a whole bunch of stress and drama that they don't have to go through.
And that's why I like what you're doing, because it's like paying it forward, so that way. And it's another thing that I feel like we doing as a generation, our generation, like the 80s babies or what have you, early 90s. It's like we are waking up to the bullshit, and we're finding ways to remedy the problems, like what you're doing right now. You get what I'm saying? Like, we seeing these issues, and it's a lot of people in our generation making the efforts to put these changes in. And then too, I like how it's the generations after us too, because it's a huge percentage of the generations after us that's making efforts to make changes too. They're getting aware, getting informed on certain shit, and people. It's like it's really touching the grassroots now. People really making changes, and like I said, bro, I was shocked. I ain't even know you had a channel like this popping. I thought you was just fucking with the real estate. You know what I'm saying?
Nah,
The real
bro,
estate and the
you
foreign
remember the
exchange.
last time you was at the spot, I was sitting there telling you. I was sitting there trying to tell you. But yeah, bro, like this, like I recorded those videos at the beginning of the summer because I wanted to get about 15 of them up there. But I gotta, get my equipment game up and everything else like that. But
Man,
yeah, it's gonna
you
be a
and
lot
me
more
both.
production coming on it. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna have a show. I'll definitely have you on as much as you want. And we
Well,
just gonna
look,
talk about this so that people can see, man, it ain't hard. Just take the steps, and people respect you for doing it.
so look, I'm going to show them. I am sharing your channel with them. I'm going to just show one of your videos, this 7-minute video, and we're just going to give a quick little reaction to it, just so they can see some of the information that you do provide on your channel.
Yeah.
And what you got going
All right, you
on over
guys.
there.
Welcome to Father's Plight. I just wanted to get this intro video out here so I can start getting you all the information that I want to get to you all. But just to give you a short intro about myself, my name is Eric. I started Father's Plight this year, and I just really want to be able to help fathers, educate them on their rights as far as paternity and how that involves child support. That is what this page will be covering. It also will be covering different activities that fathers can do, and just a real way just to support the father. Do not care, it's black, white, yellow, orange, because far as the courts are concerned, if you're a male and you have a child, you're under the same rules. Now, of course, economics and everything else plays into that, which is why I started this channel. Um, I am here in Tampa, Florida, so everything we'll be talking about will be referencing to Florida law. Um, Child support is similar in most states, but some states it is different. And over time, we will cover those differences. But for right now, I'm here in Tampa, Florida, and I will be covering Florida law and the different situations that goes under that. Okay, just to give you a quick intro on me, I am a father, of course. I went through the process of establishing child support through the court systems and paternity myself. I did not have a lawyer. And as far as filling out the paperwork, Father's Plight is a registered business in Florida. I am able to fill out family law packets for clients to get them filed and to get their case established. I am not a lawyer. I would not do anything far as lawyer. I would handle paperwork, and we will discuss different topics when it concerns to paternity and fathers and the rights that they have here in the state of Florida. Website is coming, and I will provide the email in the description or down in my bio somewhere on the page for you. Okay, so with all that being said, let's get started. All right, so when thinking about custody rights for fathers, where do we start? We can start a lot of places when it comes to this, and there is no right or wrong when you start researching about the rights you have as a father and what you need to do. So don't just take this with a grain of salt. You know, wherever you start, that's good. I just want you to educate yourself. So here in Florida, Florida is considered a mother state. What does that mean? The mother has primary parental custody by default unless the child is born during marriage. Okay. In case of divorce, the child is normally awarded to the mother unless said child is of age to voice their parental choice. Now, again, this scenario right there, that goes into you will need a lawyer for that. If you're getting divorced, I highly suggest you get a lawyer, and paternity and child support is normally handled during the divorce proceedings. Okay. The only right the father has is the responsibility to monetarily support the child under the age of 18 or until age 19 or graduates from high school. When I was looking into this right here, it was kind of murky. It was no defined answer. I mean, I would say 19 as long as the child is in high school, because here in the state of Florida, up until the age 19 and a half, you can attend public school. So
Hey, bro, I got a question for you. How did you find out that it was pretty much a mother state? Like, what constitutes the states to be like a mother state or like a father state? You know what I'm saying? Like, what kind of is it like that in every state, or is it just our state? I know I'm kind of asking multiple questions in that one, but I know I'm asking something that is not really specific to where you may be able to answer. So I'm trying to gauge the question around how you can give me an answer. But what makes a state a mother state, basically?
father state, it goes both ways, is whoever gets the majority of the parental rights at birth. Okay. Now, to my knowledge, there is no technically father states. A
Mm-hmm.
lot of states, some states, like I know Kentucky, um, I believe New Jersey and some other states, they're going full 50-50 at birth now.
Mm-hmm.
So in those states right there, what I'm talking about, you wouldn't have to establish. They already do that.
Gotcha.
But for about vast majority, especially the southern states, it's all mother states. And it just means they have majority parental rights. They have majority decision power. That's what that term means. So just in case viewers or anybody get it misconstrued, because I know I had some people complaining on Instagram, it has nothing to do with mothers being bad or anything directly towards a mother individual. It's just a term stating that the mom in that state gets parental rights at birth. That's all it means.
Exactly. These views are here to educate individuals on how to deal with the system. It's not to, because everybody's situation is different. So we're not bashing anyone. We're not trying to make this sound derogatory or anything. It's just here for educational purposes only. So hey, I'm pretty sure you know somebody in your hood, in your neighborhood, that may fit the criteria to certain situations, certain things that we speaking of. So, if the shoe don't fit, don't wear it. You feel me? But
Yeah.
let's carry on, man. I say this, I can tell you definitely been doing the research, bro. You definitely deep diving into this shit here, boy.
With that being said, support rules goes along with children in school, still of age, still have to pay child support. But once after high school, child support should be completed. I do know of scenarios where they say you have to pay child support up until age 22 when they're in college. I do have a military family, and that was always said, by my father and my brother. You get married and you get divorced or whatever, military make sure you have to pay. I don't know. I'm just going by a state law. So if you have that and you have information on that, please let me know, and I'll be sure to get it out to the public. Um, Moving on to the next slide here. So when thinking about child support for fathers, uh, where do we start? Continued in the state of Florida, uh, they have the power to find, sue, and incarcerate those who find themselves in violation of child support order. Of course they do. I mean, we see that all the time with all the examples. Everybody knows the state is going to come after you. The state is just another branch of government.
All right, I got another question for you. Upon doing your research in regards to that, state of Florida has the power to find, sue, and incarcerate those who find themselves in violation of a child support order.
Yeah.
How do you know, how did that come into be? Like, at what point did that become into play? Were you able to find that out?
I
Like,
can't remember the exact like year or whatever.
mm-hmm.
I really can't remember the exact year. But
Okay,
again, all this stuff went into place during that feminist movement, man.
and
All
that's
all of these
basically.
laws, all of these, everything we talking about, all these laws got passed within 5 years of one another. All of it.
Okay, and that's kind of basically what I'm trying to get at.
Yeah.
Because all right, the system was put in play, but I'm pretty sure they didn't have all these particular rules and regulations and procedures in place at the beginning. So that's why I'm asking, like, because certain parts they be like, hey, we may have tried this for a while this way and it's not working. So look, these niggas ain't paying. We gonna start locking their ass up.
Well, bro, you got to think. Back in the day, like when our grandmothers and everything else, it was a disgrace to get divorced, right?
Mhm.
And when they got divorced, the children always was with the father, and that's why the women never got divorced. But when these laws passed,
Uh-huh.
then it gave them basically the freedom to go ahead and get divorced. We're not even talking about, the assets being split and alimony and all that. We're just strictly talking about parental rights.
Mm-hmm.
And around that time, they had all these specialists and everybody else saying that, oh, well, the children, will develop better in the mother's care. When honestly, that has been proven wrong over time, and it's definitely been proven wrong with boys.
Yeah.
Between the ages of 10 and 12, when the hormones kick in and everything else like that, that is when mothers have the most problem with their children, especially boys. And it's because they don't have that masculine offset to correct them.
That's a fact. Because it do require for the child to see both the divine masculine and the divine feminine energies in the household, and it creates the balance you're referring to. Because you're right that the first like 7 years,
Mhm.
the
Yeah, they
mother's
all
there.
mommy. They all mommy.
Yeah, all mommy. You're right. Because the mom is there pretty much nurturing them still
Correct.
in is regard to because either it's through the breastfeeding or just the love, because they have a symbiotic connection because they were
Yeah.
connected to each other for nine months. You feel me?
Mhm.
So it takes about that first 7 years before that symbiotic connection start to tether. You feel what I'm saying? And then even within them 7 years, depending on the type of man that they mate with, that man is very hands-on, and they show you that on all the television shows.
Yeah.
They show any television show where they show you where they got the matriarch of the father and the mother in the home. They show the child, the mother's doing whatever the stereotypical duties are that the mothers do. Even if she is a new age mother, they still show the father being hands-on, and they show, even though the kids may want the mother, they still ask for the father in some type of way. You get what I'm saying?
Correct. But the only thing I would push back on that image is that they always show the male as being incompetent, not smart, not intelligent.
Facts.
You know, so and that right there is the problem I have. They want the male to be able to be in the male role, but have no value of intelligence. It makes no sense.
That is a fact. That is a fact. Like, he's not capable of to provide proper leadership, whether it's white or black. It doesn't matter, because you're right.
Correct.
This, especially with the white role, father roles, every white father is some type of airhead, or he's like very simple. He works on cars, like
Al Bundy, you know.
Yeah, you get what I'm saying. So that is a fact. They never show real leadership in the home like they should, to some degree. Because even like I want to drive this point, and then we can carry on. Because even when they do show like the family units, whether it's white or black, guess what? The father always has some type of affair going on too.
Yeah.
Am I lying? It can't never be just a happy home. It's some type of affair going on. And now it's not even just with the men, it's the women too now. That they show. It could be the man completely dedicated to the home, and now they showing the women out having the affair. But
I mean, bro, when I look at it, and like a lot of women have a hard time believing that most dudes don't want to cheat. Most dudes really just want to ride or die. The problem is the chicks don't want to be a ride or die, so the guy goes looking for it elsewhere.
Yeah.
But far as me or whatever, man, like I've been in 2 relationships, my baby mama and my wife. And like, I didn't get married till I was 32. I had most of my life to do what I wanted to do. When I decided I wanted to settle, I wanted to settle down. But I'm not going nowhere from my wife. And the main reason why I married my wife is because she allows me to lead. She allows me to lead. If it's a major decision, there is no, oh, this is final. She comes to me and say, this is what it is. You tell me what to do.
I feel you on that.
You know what I'm saying?
That's a form of communication, really. That's like real deal communication too. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like, I feel like the men in those type of relationships, like yours, for example, we're like the anchor, we're the foundation, because women would be one way 1 minute and be the next another. And what I mean by that, I don't mean by mood. I'm saying thought process.
Right.
Like you could want to chase one thing 1 month, and then the next month you want to chase something totally different. Whether it's an acquisition of a goal or whatever it is, it changes. It's constantly changes. Women is not. It's take women. When women get want to achieve their goals, is few of them that like buckle down and really like lock in and just be like, hey, this is what I'm doing for the next few months. Catch me later. You know what I'm saying?
Dude, I covered some of this on the channel. You can look at the ones that I got tagged, just Pearly Things. And they talk about this topic all day long. And this chick right here is on the man side. She says that men should be able to get a financial abortion. So like if a woman wants to get an abortion or keep the child, the man can say, well, I don't want the child, so I'll sign off my rights and don't pay nothing. You know, so she talks about that a lot. And she came up and she had a good fact that I already knew from experience and just knew. She was like, on average, women need to use 3 to 4 times more words to say the same thing a man is saying. And that's where we're coming with communication. We get directly to the point. They got to give scenarios and feelings before they answer the question.
Yeah. Yeah, and this is not anything not to sound negative, y'all. It's just like realization to how we're wired. That's all. Because
Bro,
I
you
like
ain't got to keep saying that, man. They gonna get
nah,
mad anyways. They gonna get mad
they gonna
anyways.
get
So we
mad,
just
but I like to just put the disclaimer out there because still, it's like people. One thing I hate is people to formulate an emotional conclusion before they get all the information. You get what I'm saying? It's like we react a lot to stuff right then out of emotion versus reacting to respond properly to whatever the situation is. So, I believe that that's just because it's a lot of outside triggers that make people be that way. And if you're
yeah.
not doing the internal work and self realization, then you won't realize that. So, sometimes it helps hearing the outside perspective of that. But
No, you're right, bro. I don't want nobody to agree or disagree with me. If you disagree with me, tell me why so we can learn. But if all you
exactly,
got to do is name calling and stuff, then what are you contributing, you know what I'm saying, to the situation?
exactly. That's what I push out here on my channel. This is an open classroom. You know what I'm saying? I'm not right. I'm not wrong. I'm just giving you a perspective to look at things, and you can do the research yourself, and you can either adapt the perspective yourself or just let it go. But all I'm doing is just looking at it from one angle because
Yeah,
we all see stuff from our own particular angles. You know what I'm saying?
career, true. You know what that's called, bro? I'll give you a
What's
new
that?
term. You know what that's called?
What's that?
Cognitive dissonance.
That
Look
is
that up.
exactly what it is.
Uh-huh. It's your
Yeah.
own bullshit meter. It's your own bullshit meter where you looking at the truth and you in
hmm
denial on certain things that you know ain't right, but you gonna go ahead and keep that mindset.
And it goes right along with that saying that ignorance is bliss because it's like once you find out certain things, it just bugs you the fuck out until you start doing it. You know what I'm saying? Like whatever it is. Like for example, I've been saying I was gonna build me a garden box for the past 2 weeks, and it finally did it this morning. I started on one this morning before we jumped on. And I was just like, I ain't have no excuse not to do it today. Other than that, I'll just be in the poo putt. You feel me?
Yeah,
It's just like you just got to get out that poop putt mentality. We all do. It happened to the best of us. You know what I'm saying?
yeah. But it all starts with you admitting it to yourself at least.
Facts. Facts. You being aware. So, what is one thing that you would say, like, all right, Lord, now let me ask this. What is the normal time process that it would take for an individual to establish their rights, like typically?
Right now, bro, with
Mm-hmm.
COVID, post COVID, and it's anywhere from I'll say 60 months to a year. Yeah, anywhere from 6 months to a year.
Mm-hmm.
Because
Yeah.
when you first establish it, you both got to go to a parenting class and you both got to go to mediation.
Mm-hmm.
The reason why they want you to go to mediation because they hope that y'all can just agree, get it in writing, and don't have to go see a judge.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's what it's for. But even if you know you're not gonna agree, like man, she ain't never gonna agree on nothing. Okay, you still got to hold your end of the bargain and go ahead and show up. If she don't show up, now you can file a motion of default and you can get in front of the judge immediately because now she done
Mm-hmm.
broke the contract.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah.
Or he broke the contract. Like I said, this is for men's education, but I'll be damned if I'm gonna sit here and take a man's side that's putting a child in danger. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah. Then that's why I constantly say the things I say so people know, like, because you got niggas like this other nigga Tate, man, that's just talking out here outrageous about how men view women and shit like that, man. This shit's crazy. And it's designed like that. See, people like him look at him as like control opposition, agent provocateur.
You talking
Like,
about Tate?
yeah, that dude Tate. People
I
like
like
him
Tate though,
are
man. I like Tate though,
Charleston
man.
White, him like Charleston White, for example. I feel like they just throw him out here just to throw distractions. You feel me?
No,
'Cause-
bro, what's the best way to distract people is to give them 90% truth and 10% misdirection.
yeah,
And that's what he's doing. He's giving you 90% truth, but all the theatrics and everything else is a distraction within it.
hmm I agree with you on that. Same thing with Charleston White, man. And I just feel like it's a whole lot of other things that we should be putting our focus on and energy on because it's happening right before us. Like I'm pretty sure you're aware of what's going on in Jackson, Mississippi, right? They got the little state of emergency because they got a water crisis going on. Have you heard about that?
They ain't the only one who got a water crisis, bro.
Yeah, I know.
They ain't the only one. I ain't heard about them, but I heard about out there in California how they had a water crisis. I heard about there in Texas. They got a damn water crisis.
Yeah, so that's basically what I'm building up to. So pretty soon it's gonna be on our front. Shit's coming to our front door. So I just ring the alarm that way too, man. So it's just I feel like
I mean, bro, we've always had a water crisis if you think about it.
Yeah, to some degree, but when you can't, they can't even do a boil notice on their water right now.
Yeah, I know.
That's
see,
pretty
man, shit like that is gonna happen in places like that, them little rural areas and everything else like that first. So it is the warning sign. But bro, this whole infrastructure is shaking and about to come down. So I don't know what to do, really.
I agree with you, and I feel like that's part of the reason why some people just. I'm gonna be real with you. That's why I'm just in a certain status of like, how can I say this? It's kind of like I'm in neutral to some degree, but I'm not because it's like you waiting to see what the move gonna be. It's like if we was playing chess. It's like I already know I got my moves thought out already, but I'm waiting for you to move so I know which lane I want to go. You feel what I'm saying?
Man, bro, I'm in the opposite. I'm like, bro, I've been watching this world deteriorate. So I'm like, I'm not waiting for shit, man. I'm full steam ahead, bro. Because like you keep waiting, it's always gonna be an obstacle. It's always gonna be something, bro. So like my thing is, bro,
let me be clear. It's like I'm not doing. It's like I'm still in motion with shit, but it's just like saying opening a particular business. Do I want to pour all my eggs? You get what I'm saying? Like, do I want to pour all my eggs in this basket? Because if I do, then boom, this is happening. You feel me? So it's just like that's what I kind of mean by that. But yeah, I see what you're saying too. It's like now you kind of got to be in the mode of full steam ahead because now, like you say, the warning signs there. So it's like you already know we ain't got much time left with whatever you're trying to do.
You better get it done, man.
You got to get it done because what's happening is definitely a reset going on. And man, like I tell my people, they trying to chip us all. We already got the phones and shit, but they trying to switch it over to where you definitely don't need a phone or you don't need your wallet to be out here to spend money or anything. And then even with that, they making money digital. You get what I'm saying? So it's just like, and shit, you put me on to the foreign exchange. I ain't even know about the foreign exchange. You came to the
bro,
spot.
That's how you can see when shit really about to hit the fan, boy. When them dollar values start going up and down like that.
Yeah.
Because the US dollar, bro, that shit is tanking.
Yeah. Let's touch on that a little bit, man. Cause like I said, you was the first. That was about 2020. I seen you at the spot with your laptop. You know what I'm saying? Fucking around with the foreign exchange. What can you say? Like, is the difference between now and then, or then to now? Like, what have you experienced on that particular journey?
I mean, it's mainly like the main thing that done messed everything up is crypto, and I never really could understand crypto. I couldn't understand how it moved. You know what I'm saying? To this point, I still really can't understand how the hell it has value.
Me neither, bro.
And that confusion I have is why it crashes.
Exactly.
Because the only way the stock market works is people have to see value in it.
Facts.
But the crypto community is so like exclusive, it's a very, 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 very small percentage of people that actually have enough crypto to have wealth. So when you got a community like that, it's hard to trade something like that because nobody has it. So you can't trade something with something that nobody else has. That's like you having $20 and you going to buy a pair of shoes from a guy that makes shoes, and he was like, I don't have $20. You know what I'm saying? I got these pair of jeans here I can give you.
Yeah.
It's like that. And it's like what you're talking about. They're trying to switch over. Crypto is the digital currency. But the main problem I see they're having a hard time getting a system that the everyday man will accept. You understand?
Facts.
And
And that go into what I'm talking about with like people, you got to put a microchip in your arm so you can go scan shit. You know what I'm saying? Like everybody's not gonna go for that shit.
they're not gonna go for it, and that's the problem. They already tried it, bro. I think I showed you that. Google had that shit out fucking 12 years ago on TED Talk, man.
Facts.
They already
Facts.
had it. They had the chip and they had the tattoo.
Yeah.
People don't want to do that. But where I think they gonna get it at, bro, and where I think we need to start looking to invest our money is the damn virtual reality. That's where they're gonna get people.
Yep.
Because what they're gonna do is they're gonna have you go, instead of you buying stuff, like you said, through cryptocurrency, they're gonna have you buy stuff virtually, which is the same thing.
Yep. They're gonna give you another version of it. So if we can't, all right, you don't want to chip yourself, cool. You'll put this Oculus on your eyes.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? You ain't gotta chip yourself. You put these headsets on because you already got the phones. You know what I'm saying?
They already got the movie to show you how it is. You know what movie shows this? Future?
What's that, bro?
That movie Surrogates with Bruce Willis.
Look up Surrogates on that.
Yeah, you know your boy watch all the movies, and I tell you all the damn messages they got in there.
Yeah, that's what I do too. We're gonna have to do a decode. Right now, I'm studying Note right now. I'm gonna do a little breakdown on Nope. But yeah, we can do one on the movie you talking about too. Damn, man, I'm trying to find this video because since we talking about Bitcoin, because it talk about who created Bitcoin. I was interested in the shit. But let's check this out real quick. It's a short video. And let me add it.
This is Mt. Gox.
One of the earliest Bitcoin exchanges in the world.
2014, Mt. Gox dominated every Bitcoin exchange on the planet. At one point, it was responsible for 70% of all Bitcoin transactions on Earth, a true monopoly. But because it was a monopoly, if it went down, it would bring the entire Bitcoin ecosystem down with it. And that's exactly what happened. Almost out of nowhere, the entire site went dark in 2014.
Very dramatic.
One of the biggest, Mt. Gox, unexpectedly shut down today.
Mt. Gox's Twitter account is deleted, its owner resigns from the Bitcoin Foundation, and it's announced that 850,000 Bitcoins have disappeared from the sites, stolen by hackers. At the time, 850,000 Bitcoins were worth around $500 million, $450 million to be exact. Today, that would be worth more than $28 billion. Not surprisingly, Mt. Gox goes bankrupt soon after, and Bitcoin's price, it drops to its lowest in years. At the time, this cataclysmic event was considered the end of crypto. There was no way the market was going to recover from this. And immediately, people started suspecting foul play. Whoever pulled off this robbery was now halfway to becoming a billionaire just like that. And everyone pointed the finger at the site's owner, Mark Karpelès. But fast forward 8 years later, and Mark Karpelès is still innocent. So who was behind the first major crypto hack in history? Well, it turns out, there's a lot more to the story than meets the eye. My name is Jake Tran. I make documentaries on money, power, war, and crime in my team. Subscribe for more. If you want to win $1,000 cash, starting right now, we're picking a random Instagram follower every single week to win. You just have to be following me at Jake Tran. Just got this
domain name was first registered. Jed had no idea what the site would become. His initial plan? Create an online card trading platform for the Magic the Gathering game.
All right, I'm going to play a 5th mana card, and then I'm going to attack with my Elder Beast.
Can he block his Elder Beast? Not with his Shapeshifter, it's already tapped.
4 damage to your Planeswalker.
Oh!
No!
The original card game had just launched an online version, and Jed thought it would be cool to create a site where people could easily buy and sell their online cards. Pretty simple, right? The site's name? Magic the Gathering Online Exchange, or Mt. Gox. Well, fast forward a few months, and Jed gets bored of his newest project and puts it on the shelf. He would use the site a few more times in the future for personal projects, but Mt. Gox wouldn't come back to life again until 2010. That's when Jed comes across an article about Bitcoin.
Man,
Still
bro,
in its
I don't
baby
know if this
stages,
the
Jed
ad
realizes
or the
there's no
fucking
standard way to
thing.
trade, buy, or sell
Hold
Bitcoin.
on, because I gotta let me go back a little
Why
bit.
not use the
'Cause
same
I was
setup
trying
he
to
had
skip-
going for Magic the Gathering, but just use it to trade Bitcoins instead of playing cards?
Y'all, because I know
Jed-
he's sitting there.
Watch out for fake accounts. I will never message you asking for money.
I
And
went
this
too
is the
far
mystery
here.
of the Mt. Gox billionaire.
All right, here we go. My bad, y'all. We live.
This is Jed McCaleb, the creator of Mt. Gox. Way back in 2006, when the Mt. Gox domain name was first registered, Jed had no idea what the site would become. His initial plan? Create an online card trading platform for the Magic the Gathering game.
All right, I'm going to play a 5th mana card, and then I'm going to attack with my Elder Beast.
Can he block his Elder Beast? Not with his shapeshifter, it's already tapped.
4 damage to your Planeswalker.
Oh!
No!
The original card game had just launched an online version, and Jed thought it would be cool to create a site where people could easily buy and sell their online cards. Pretty simple, right? The site's name? Magic the Gathering Online Exchange, or Mt. Gox. Well, fast forward a few months, and Jed gets bored of his newest project and puts it on the shelf. He would use the site a few more times in the future for personal projects, but Mt. Gox wouldn't come back to life again until 2010. That's when Jed comes across an article about Bitcoin. Still in its baby stages, Jed realizes there's no standard way to trade, buy, or sell Bitcoins. Well, why not use the same setup he had going for Magic the Gathering, but just use it to trade Bitcoins instead of playing cards? Jed had a feeling that Bitcoin was going to be a big deal, and this was his chance to get in on the ground floor. So, on July 18th, Mt. Gox comes back from the dead, this time as a Bitcoin exchange. Things go well for a while, but then Jed gets bored again. According to him, it wasn't technically interesting, and he just didn't have the time to keep the site running smoothly. So, in early 2011, Jed sells Mt. Gox to our guy, Mark Capellas, a French programmer and fellow Bitcoin believer.
It immediately took off, like much faster than I thought it would. And then I realized that in the US, there's all these regulations you have to comply with. There's a lot of like legal risk around like money transmissions.
Jed essentially sold it to the first person he found.
Mark Capellas would be the man to take Mt. Gox into the biggest exchange in the world.
Mt. Gox was the first place where you could turn your fiat currency into Bitcoin. It was the exchange. There wasn't really an alternative. Mt. Gox was the bank of Bitcoin, essentially.
It had like 98% of the world's market share. If you think of Bitcoin as being an island, at that time, Mt. Gox was the only bridge to the rest of the economic world.
And this is where things get interesting.
If you're watching this channel, you're probably trying to be very successful one day. And a lot of people think the key to achieving success is always grinding, but that is not the case. The most successful people know that 90% of this game is mental. And a big part of that mental game is working through all the mental issues, childhood trauma, relationship issues that we are all plagued with. And the best way to do that is with a therapist. And looking back, I really wish someone would have pushed me to go to therapy sooner. I used to be super awkward because of all my insecurities and childhood trauma, and I could have gotten over that way sooner and easier if I had some help. I would have been happier sooner, I wouldn't have wasted so many years, but you're in luck because that's where today's sponsor BetterHelp comes in. BetterHelp is the largest...
Look, we ain't trying to be insensitive. If you got some mental health shit going on, reach out to this fucking website. Go to betterhelp.com. That's BETTER help.com and use promo code JakeTran. Yeah. Don't be in there crying in the corner by yourself. Talk to somebody. Yeah. All right. He really promoting that mental health, boy. Mental health is like Black Lives Matter to me, man. All right, here we go.
What was Mt. Gox's biggest problem in 2011. It was too successful. No one, not Jed or Mark, could have expected the site to blow up so quickly. Thousands of people were logging on to Mt. Gox every day to trade Bitcoin, and Mark Capellas was in way over his head. Transactions were overwhelming the system. Security updates couldn't keep up with the amount of people signing up. And just 4 months after Mark buys the company from Jed, it gets hacked for the first time. The hackers gained access to a Mt. Gox employee's computer and used it to steal 25,000 Bitcoins. At the time, that was equal to around $400,000. With so many huge transactions happening, the Bitcoin price dropped to 1 cent. A few hours later, a hacker called C. Razzle Stinger puts the entire Mt. Gox database up for sale, and people use that info to steal even more Bitcoins throughout the day. It took Mark and his team a full day to block the hackers out and get things back to normal.
So let me propose this question to you, bro. You heard him say that when they had hacked into the system and they got the 25,000 Bitcoin, which was equivalent to $400,000, right? And then after that, it dropped down to 1 cent. If you see before that, he said that he had over so many million people trying to sign up to use the service. Do you think the value was not actual something tangible in regards to like metal, precious metal like gold, silver, whatever, but what if it was to information, all the people that logged in like to use the service? You get
Yeah,
what
that's part of what cryptocurrency makes this money from is your data.
Mm-hmm.
Just like you said, all that tracking information and everything else like that.
Mm-hmm.
That's what a lot of those firms and sites use as well to make profit off of it. Now, in that case right there, what he was describing, bro, that when they say hacked, they didn't get hacked. They got stole from because he said someone acquired an employee computer, right?
Mm-hmm.
So all he was saying right there is an employee stole the money. That's what happened.
Yeah.
They probably set up a separate link that they had to find where they were ciphering off the funds.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the reason why the stock crashed is because the only way stock stays high is you have a lot of investors and money in the stock, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, if you selling off that much, that crashed the stock. You see what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, that makes sense, especially if they got that. But you're right, that do make sense because that's how they do be ciphering off monies and shit like that. They'll say like in the stock market, like he's saying, like if they trying to do like a pump and dump or something.
yeah, they'll get a whole bunch of people to put into one pot, and then they'll pull out last minute and let it crash. That's always been done.
Yeah. All right, let's carry on.
But even after the first hack and all the security issues it exposed, people just couldn't stop using Mt. Gox. It was too convenient, and with the price of Bitcoin stabilizing again, everything just went back to business as usual. But this hack was just the beginning.
We are anti-ads here, and no, I'm not paying for the premium YouTube.
Mark should have taken that first hack as a warning of things to come, but according to other Mt. Gox employees, he wasn't exactly a hard worker. Instead, he didn't really seem to care about any of the security breaches or hacks Mt. Gox was facing. Mark told the world that everything was gonna be fine, but behind closed doors, nothing in the company really changed. There was no urgency. All the while, Mt. Gox's popularity just kept growing. By April 2013, Mt. Gox had a monopoly on the world's Bitcoin transactions, handling 70% of all Bitcoin trades. This meant that the price of Bitcoin and Mt. Gox's popularity went hand in hand. For a system that was supposed to be decentralized, Bitcoin was looking extremely centralized. On April 11th, Bitcoin prices were rising so quickly that Mark announced a trade suspension for 48 hours so the market could quote-unquote cool down and the prices could stabilize. One single man practically froze Bitcoin at his whim. But for now, everything seemed to be working relatively smoothly. It seemed like there was nowhere to go but up. By May 2013, Mt. Gox was trading over 150,000 Bitcoins per day, with one Bitcoin costing just over $100. But then, things turned bad, fast.
Mt. Gox unexpectedly shut down today.
One of the world's biggest Bitcoin exchanges has filed for bankruptcy. Mt. Gox.
Mt. Gox hundreds of millions of pounds and prompting the sharp fall in the value of the currency.
I felt like I had been punched in the stomach, and I couldn't believe it. How could you lose 800,000 Bitcoin?
Starting in late 2013, weird things started happening to the Mt. Gox website. It would go dark at random times, often for hours at a time. Whenever this happened, the price of Bitcoin would drop. Once the site came back online, the price would go back up. By November 2013, most US-based Mt. Gox users were waiting weeks or months for their cash withdrawals to process. Something wasn't right, but people were still holding out hope that the Mt. Gox team would get things back to normal.
Bitcoin was going up from, it was hanging around 100, 140 for a while. Then it stayed around 200 for a bit. But then it just started shooting up. It was just rising like crazy. So went 120, 240, and just kept going up and up and up. And suddenly it was $1,000.
I'd be in front of my computer, just like kind of cheering on the price. It was great. I go to the gym to work out, and I couldn't stop looking at my phone, right, tracking what was happening. It was a wild ride. And so at the end of that month, November, I think the price was around 1,200 or something. I didn't really want to sell my Bitcoins yet, but I wanted to get them back off Mt. Gox after trading. I asked for the coins back, and it was a slow response.
It was actually my birthday. I remember it very clearly. I was in Paris in a hotel. I don't know why, but I was thinking I really should withdraw my Bitcoins from Mt. Gox. I went to my computer and started a withdrawal, and I checked an hour later and they hadn't come out.
They told me I needed to verify my account, which they never asked for before when just dealing in Bitcoin. To receive a bank wire, they'd want it. And that's when things started to go downhill.
But by February 2014, the website's issues just got worse. February 7th, all Mt. Gox operations are stopped. The reason? A bug in the Bitcoin code. Most of Mt. Gox's competitors also paused their transactions while the bug was corrected. But unlike them, Mt. Gox didn't come back online the next day. As the days went on and people couldn't access their money or use the site, things started to spiral. Mt. Gox users were panicking.
I don't expect their company's going to last much longer. I think it's about to collapse. And I expect that no one's going to get their money back, but we'll see.
Mark Capellas didn't have anything to tell them other than there would be new daily and monthly limits on withdrawals once the site was working again.
We were working on it, but anyway, in the meantime, we are sorry for the troubles caused by this.
And then it happened.
Where your shipping address types itself. Where all your tabs go, everywhere you go. Where you can surf without getting fished. There's no place like Chrome.
Want a second income stream? Because if you can download an app from the App Store, then you can now build a passive six-figure income.
February 23rd, 2014. Disaster hits Mt. Gox. Mark Capellis resigns from the Bitcoin Foundation, and all Mt. Gox's tweets are deleted. February 24th. The Mt. Gox site goes offline. Customers are redirected to a blank page with no information about what's going on. Just before it went dark, the Bitcoin price on Mt. Gox dropped from just over $1,000 to around $100. Is this the end of Bitcoin? That's what everyone around the world was afraid of. Millions of dollars of Bitcoin was being stored in Mt. Gox's wallets. How would any of it get back to its rightful owners now? Days go by with no word from Mark or his team. A few days later, a document is leaked claiming 744,000 Bitcoins had been stolen from Mt. Gox users, plus another 100,000 of the company's own Bitcoins. 850,000 Bitcoins, nearly $500 million, poof, disappears into thin air. 4 days after going dark, Mt. Gox files for bankruptcy. Mt. Gox makes a big show out of quote-unquote looking for the stolen Bitcoins, and even manages to find 200,000 of them in an old wallet in March. But it's not enough. In April, the company is liquidated. From the biggest Bitcoin exchange in the world to an embarrassment and failure in the space of just a few months, people were angry. Someone had to be responsible, and right then, all the signs were pointing to our guy, Mark Capellis himself. Almost immediately after the hack was announced, people started suspecting Mark. He had never really seemed to care about other hacks, and his work ethic wasn't exactly great. Had he bought Mt. Gox from Jen McCaleb as part of some plan to scam people out of millions of dollars? At first, Mark isn't charged with anything. People suspect him, but there's no proof that he was involved. But then, in 2015, Mark was arrested in Japan, where Mt. Gox was registered. His arrest gave people hope that their money would soon be found. Obviously, the smart guy was guilty. If they just pushed him a little, the cops would probably find all the lost money. Well, Japan kept Mark in solitary confinement for almost a year. They interrogated him for months and followed every lead that they had. But in the end, even Japan's police and court, who are notorious for always finding people guilty, had to admit that Mark wasn't their guy. In the end, he was charged with altering company records to make it seem like Mt. Gox had more money than it actually did. Illegal? Yes. But did he steal the Bitcoins? No. His negligence and mismanagement had ruined one of the biggest crypto companies in existence, but he wasn't the one who had stolen the money. The cops would have to keep looking. In 2016, 2 years after the hack, the Mt. Gox database is handed over to US authorities, and they start trying to track the stolen Bitcoins down. The trail leads them to a Russian man named Alexander Vinnik. Alexander was involved with a Bitcoin exchange called BTC-E, and according to the cops, around 90% of the stolen Bitcoins could be traced to wallets he controlled. He may not have stolen the Bitcoins himself, but he did use BTC-E to launder it. Alexander Vinnik is arrested while on vacation in Greece and indicted on 21 charges connected to Mt. Gox. That's not even counting his other charges like drug trafficking and helping the Russian government's team of hackers, Fancy Bear, hack the Democratic National Committee. As soon as he's arrested, France and Russia start a tug of war over where he gets extradited to. France wins, and Alexander is sentenced to 5 years in jail for money laundering. The investigators had found the guy who laundered the Bitcoins, but they hadn't found the coins or the person who did the stealing. But it gets deeper. The investigation against Alexander had led the US to a surprising discovery. Remember the first hack that stole 25,000 Bitcoins from Mt. Gox in 2011? Well, that hack and the leaked database had given someone the opportunity to slowly steal 850,000 bitcoins from Mt. Gox's hot wallets over the space of 3 years.
It seemed to have been that between autumn of 2011 and towards to the middle or even the end of 2013, there were bitcoins stolen in chunks over time, almost continuously throughout that entire period. We have no idea exactly how they were gotten into the systems, maybe some combination of social engineering or just plain hacking or compromised code or something. But first and foremost, to do this particular theft, you need patience because they've been doing it over years and quite slowly and deliberately and been quite careful in how to move the bitcoins out afterwards.
Hot wallets are the wallets connected to the internet that Mt. Gox used to run the exchange. What this all means is that it was actually the first hack that started everything. For 3 years, someone had been stealing bitcoins from Mt. Gox without Mark or anyone on the team noticing. How do you not notice you're 850,000 bitcoins short? Well, Mark was constantly inflating transaction numbers to push the Bitcoin price up, so something like that is easy to slip by. But that's where the trail ends. Today, there's still no one that knows who stole the 850,000 Bitcoins or where the money is now. If the cops have suspects, they aren't making them public because it's an ongoing investigation. Whoever he is, if he managed to keep all of the Bitcoin, he would now be around the 50th richest known person in the world, an 11-figure billionaire.
Hey, Cooley, I'll let you know I'm gonna have to head out like in 5 minutes. All right, bro.
No, it's cool. I'm wrapping up right now, bro. I normally just do a little documentary type thing, and then I end it. But
you know one of those crypto hackers was right here in Tampa, right?
For real?
Yeah, bro. You seen the jit before. And you probably didn't know who it was, but he went to Gaither High School, and he stole $4 million in crypto. He stole from Bill Gates. He stole from Joe Biden.
That's crazy. So that's probably where the money at.
And he went to jail because crypto worth more now, right?
Yeah.
It's worth a lot more. They said what he stole back in 2014 is now worth over 12 million.
Damn.
And he still got it. They couldn't take it from him because they couldn't prove he stole it. All they could prove was conspiracy.
Damn, I didn't even know that, bro.
Look that shit up, bro. All you gotta do, literally, go to your search bar, type in Tampa High School Bitcoin hacker.
Tampa hacker. Hey, but
hope you guys enjoyed the video, and if you are new here, my name is Jake, and we make documentaries just like this one every single week on money, power, and crime, multiple times a week for free.
Let them know how they can reach out to you. You know what I'm saying? Let them know once again, like the services you provide and how they can reach out to you and plug your channel, bro.
Yeah, so the channel's called Father's Plight. That's FATHERSPLIGHT.
150 years old. One of the things old houses don't.
The email is fathersplight1@gmail.com. I'm working on the website now. And yeah, man, if y'all got any questions, just email me. I'll get back to you. I'm trying to get this business up and running so I can get all the resources to you. But I still can help you. So if anybody in Florida, really I can do, but in the Tampa area especially, wants to get their child support packet done, I can do it for you. And I'll be a whole lot less than the lawyer. So you call me up, you tell me what you need, and we can set pricing and get this going for you.
Bet. And he'll definitely reach out to you. Definitely a good dude, man, and he about his business. So yeah, and we're definitely gonna have him on the channel more. If you like the information that he's providing, make sure you go to his channel, subscribe, like, share, subscribe. I'm gonna be back on again this weekend, possibly maybe Saturday or Sunday, I don't know, but you'll see me. Just put your alert on. Once again, this is another episode of Hood News. I'm your boy Cooley. Y'all be safe out here.
Yeah, be easy, y'all.
All right, bro. Appreciate you.
No problem.